Hi, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a stocks to watch video. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security, and I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. Also, if you enjoy these videos, you go ahead and follow me on TradingView. I'm also on Twitter at AlphaCharts365. Okay, so looking at the SPX before we get started, it is my thesis that we had a big run up, consolidation, and to me, this looks like it wants higher. We have moving averages all now lining up in a bullish pattern, and the last 5 sessions has been in a fairly tight range. I think the more likely scenario is a move out of here. So, with that being said, I went ahead and did my my watch list for the week and things that interest me and maybe setting up. I have 40 names and now I have 19 minutes left in my TradingView video. So we're going to go through these really quick. Jot them down if you're interested and look at the charts later on your own and you decide whether they're within your risk tolerance and time frame. All right. So number 1 is going to be net. Just looks beautiful, amazing volume. With that, nobody selling on this one. Net looks great. Second one is Moderna making the COVID vaccine, or one of them. I think that this area, if it gets above 91.50, I think Moderna could go much higher. Nova is next. This is a solar company. Again, had this cup and handle look to it. Broke out, consolidating through here. Love this one. Zoom Infotech, recent IPO. Looking at it, has this IPO base look to it. If it can break out, I think Zoom Infotech could go much higher. Next up is one you're probably familiar with, which is Fiverr, right? Fiverr is just a beast, moving higher, amazing uptrend. Setting up again, so I do like this one. If it breaks out, always need your spot where to know when you're wrong. And for me, it'd be above 183, bullish, below, bearish. Sprout Social, which I identified back here and never got involved. Unfortunately, it's done very well. It's setting up again for another run, so I do like it above this 5150 area. Next up is Guardant Health, a beautiful looking chart. Go back. This was a huge area. It broke out, retested, moving higher again. I like Guardant Health a lot. Next up is going to be another one that I just was watching and was too tentative with. I was watching it in here. I liked how it was holding up in this $9 to $10 range. It did opportunity I did not take and just zoomed higher. Love it. Now it is making this beautiful flag right here. If these moving averages, if you can consolidate some more, moving averages catch up. I love this around above 16. It'd be great. Next up is pins. Here we go. Big breakout. Moved higher. Nice tight consolidation. Moved higher. Consolidating again. A little bit looser, but still nothing that makes me nervous or anything. So if it gets above 65, I think Pinterest looks really good. Let's see. Next up is, Unity. Again, I like my newer names because they tend to move very well. Nice big. Here was the base again. What I was watching, never really got involved with, broke out, retested. Nice big bar here, 12, almost 13%. So now if it could pull back around 106, 107, I think that may be an area I would be interested in this particular name. And again, as long as it's above 100, I like Unity Software a lot. Now, Fiverr does have a competitor called UPWORK, and UPWORK may give a better, risk-reward entry here. I love how this is just zoomed up and now is holding nice high and tight up here. The volume here tells me that people are getting involved in this one. I really like UPWORK. All right, Outset Medical. This is a volume-weighted average price from the IPO, and you see prices now above it. I think that's a big deal, right? This is also potential resistance. Prices above that too. Outset Medical, as long as it's above 51-ish, 51 and a quarter, I think that this one could potentially go much higher. So next up is going to be 4. So shift for payments, new wave economy stuff. Nice uptrend, just keeps, stair stepping higher. Creating the other stair step. If it can break out above 62.75-ish, I think that 4 could be another one moving higher. Pretty good volume coming in just recently, back here. Again, this, on the down days, not much selling going on. All right, PGNY is next. Progeny. This was the big area right here. There's also a downtrend line that's interesting. So unless it gets above 30, we call it 32, I'm not interested. But this one I think is a nice watch list item. Again, a newer IPO. This can really move above 32 in my opinion. EXAS. Big area over here. Came back to it, blasted through it, now consolidating, right? All this inside this big bar. I mean, the volume here is just sick here and here. And look at this decrease in volume as it consolidates. I mean, this is right, talking about beautiful risk reward. This is what we're talking about right here, EXAS. Next up is Arch Capital. This was an important area back here, over here, and now over here again. So again, it has a little bit of proof. That's got to get above, 35.50. But if it does, I think that Arch Capital, and financials are starting to outperform, which they could be. This one, it could be a mover. Next up is OPCH, which is Option Care Health. Again, it was all the way up here. Came down. That was 2016. It's created this kind of choppiness right here. But just recently, this seems to be an important area. So if it breaks out above this area, I think there's some potential here. Again, I do like some of the volume that's been coming in here. So that says that people could be starting to get interested for this, $15, $16 stock. If it gets above $16.50, I'd be interested maybe. Next up is NVCR. Just big breakout, came up, pulled back. Again, volume is key here. Look at this. In the pullback, just very shallow. Had earnings, wasn't beautiful earnings or anything, down 8%, but now it's just consolidating. So yeah, to me, this looks more like a bull flag than it does a breakdown or anything like that. That's NVCR. WSC is Will Scott Mobile. This was an important area, and it remains, I think, an important area. Broke out. Now it's just consolidating. So, yeah, I think this is the area to watch. If it breaks back below, then I'd be out, right? I don't currently hold this, but this is, I think, very well-defined risk. CDNA. Big up, tight, fairly tight in here. Moving sideways. And I think now the breakout, which failed on Friday, but if it gets above 56, we'll call it. If it gets above 56, I like how that looks, It's almost, double here, and now needs some sideways consolidation. That's it. And let's see how long it's been consolidating for. 26 bars. Okay. So it's been about 4 weeks. So, maybe getting ready to move again. We'll see. That was CDNA. Next up is the NVTA. This one's a little bit more volatile. I do like how it broke this downtrend and is now starting to align bullishly again. Yeah, just manage your risk with this one. This one is a little bit more volatile than some of the other ones. Next up, everyone knows C Limited. Well, guess what? It's been moving sideways since August, which means I had a big up, sideways movement, and now it's trying to continue its uptrend again. I think this one's still actionable. ROKU is another one that everyone knows, but it's setting up again, right? Here's a big base, the breakout, move sideways, and it's trying to break out again. I think above, as long as it stays above 214, I like ROKU to move higher. Again, bullishly aligned, a lot of amazing volume in here. Look at this. This sideways movement, nobody selling. That's something to watch. Next up is Snap. Again, big up. I mean, volume tells the story. Then sideways movement. Snap looks really good. I think this one can move higher. RPD. RPD had this very important area and now finally has broke above it decisively with volume, right? So broke out, had some volume come in. Really easy to manage your risk here. So I like this one moving higher, right at all-time highs. Nothing bearish about that. Eaton Vance Corporation. So this was a new one to me that came up. Very important area here. Look at this gap, man. This gap is ridiculous. I don't know what happened there, but that's a ridiculous gap, up 48% in one day. Then move sideways, moving higher. Earnings is this week, so just be careful there. But I mean, somebody bought in heavy, and so that was interesting to me. Next up, HLNE, which is Hamilton Lane. Again, important area, important area, important area. Breaking out, I believe that's a close at all-time high, so what's not to like? AMG. Support, support, support. Became resistance, resistance, resistance. If we get back above 89, I think this can move much higher. Again, it came from a much higher place, right? So again, that's your line in the sand. Very easy to manage risk. If it gets above it, we like it. Below it, we don't. Next up will be AMP. Ameriprise Financial. Again, a lot of financials. I looked at financials because they're starting to look good again. So here's Ameriprise. Resistance, 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 breaking out. Some nice volume coming in. I mean, easy to manage risk here, right? Very easy. Above 180, I like it. Below 177, not so much. Even Morgan Stanley. Look at Morgan Stanley right here. Again, just now breaking out of a 2-year base. It hasn't quite broken out yet, but trying to break out from a 2-year base. So what's not to like? And again, people are starting to buy it. Like we got to pay attention to this, right? The rotation of financials may be for real this time. They have to prove themselves, but it may be for real. So that's Morgan Stanley. All right. GRWG for the pot crowd. Here we go. Important area. Now it's breaking out with volume. I think it's a big deal. Manage risk at 23. Above 23, we like it. Below it, we don't. Ingersoll Rand. Big ups, holding this gap like a champ. What's not to like? It's beautiful. 42 is holding. Probably need some more work sideways, but I like this Ingersoll Rand a lot. Again, good volume too on that move right there. So just a little sideways movement. Let these moving averages catch up. Looking pretty good. CRSR. Corsair, brought to my attention by my buddy at Twitter, Dennis. Newer IPO. And look at this. I mean, just beautiful stair-stepping higher. Here we go. Above, 29.50. I think it's a long all day. Earnings out of the way. Look at the volume. We like how the volume looks. Yeah, this one, Corsair Gaming. Next up, Abbott Labs. Again, some of these names are just well-known names, but they are setting up for a move higher, right? If Abbott gets above 114, it's a long. Now, Tesla. Here we go. So Tesla is in an uptrend. I don't care what anybody says. It's a beautiful uptrend. And now we are consolidating, again, since August. And look how the volume is drying up within this consolidation. There's a move coming in Tesla. I can't tell you if it's going to be higher or lower because I don't know. But I can say that the prior uptrend is higher. And I think Tesla has a huge move coming because the prior uptrend is higher. The likelihood is this breaks out higher. So I think 455-ish is the area where I'd want to see with a little bit of volume coming in. I think that's a big deal. Again, Tesla looks awesome. CRISPR, big breakout area, moved higher, consolidated, trying to break out again. Not too bad. Trimble, again, big base breakout, consolidated again, big move higher, consolidating, nice volume. Looks pretty good. Spotify. Love the way this one looks. It's not quite there yet, but I had a big up, making this inverse head and shoulders. If it can finish this and get above 290, 291, I like this Spotify a lot. But again, it has to finish it. We're not there yet. PSNL, which is Personalis. Again, IPO'd here. Back to the IPO price. Check again. That was a quick retest. I love these little quick retests, right? If it's going to retest it real quick, that means buyers are stepping in. And look at that volume. Just sick volume. Earnings out of the way. Love it. All right. And there's a lot of Chinese names that look good, but a lot of them have earnings this week. So I did not include any Chinese tickers in there, but I will show you KWEB. KWEB is the China Internet ETF, and this has been an important area, and it has broken out. It is in an uptrend, so I think Chinese names are in play. But for me, I would rather go with the ETF. I think there's a little bit less risk involved, but there's some great looking names, which I won't go over in this video. Okay, there you go. 40 names. I think that a lot of these are set up or going to set up or in the process of setting up. I did that in 16 minutes. Not bad, really 15 minutes. So good luck this week. Again, leave me some comments. Let me know how you like these videos. I appreciate it. And again, good luck. I think the environment is a bullish environment. And I think that, I think the breakout is more likely than the breakdown. Anyway, guys, have a great week. Appreciate everything. Take care.